It's all the little things that add up to one nice guitar that you could play, right? Our guitar today is a really cool Squier Affinity Series Stratocaster HH Olympic White. I got this on sale directly from Fender/Squier for $199.99, $200. And there is a specific reason I bought this guitar. I don't know if you noticed lately, but I've been looking at guitars that remind me of guitars that were played by the people that inspired me when I was younger, when I was learning how to play guitar. That's why I got the Harley Benton that looks like Randy Rhoads guitar. Obviously, I got two Alex Lifeson Epiphones, which are really nice. What I plan on doing with this guitar is turning it into an inspired by Alex Lifeson's Hentor Sportscaster. If you're not familiar with that, I'll put a link down below. It's a guitar he used, kind of came into being in the late 70s, into the 80s, and it was a super strat, and that's where this guy came in. It popped up one day on sale, and I was like, that's the one. I need to get this guy. And yeah, I got a lot of intentions with this thing. I'm gonna change the neck. I'm gonna HSS it. I'm gonna put a Floyd Rose in it. I'm gonna put a locking nut on it. I'm gonna put an ebony neck on it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a real project. So let's look at some of the specs here. It's called a thin, lightweight body, which tells me it's not as thick as your standard Stratocaster, which is fine. You do take note, if you're going to make modifications to something like this, that some of the electronics that come from overseas will fit in here. Some of the more domestic stuff may not. So yeah, thin, lightweight body. Guess what wood this is? Poplar. Yeah, wow. Poplar. It's the wood du jour. And as I've said with every other review I've done on these, I have no problem with Poplar. It's got a gloss polyurethane finish. It's a nice finish. As I said, what they're doing with mass-produced guitars these days is really impressive. Maple neck. Ooh, it's got the skunk stripe and everything. Nice, huh? Yeah. Feels nice. It's a little rough. Probably doesn't have quite the finishing on it that you would get on a more expensive guitar. It's got a Indian Laurel fingerboard, 21 medium frets. Yeah. Standard stuff, man. It's very standard stuff. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of is this big CBS style headstock. It's, I mean, it does the job, but I prefer the looks of the smaller Fender headstock. It's just every other Fender guitar I have, even the Charvels have the smaller style headstock, and it's just a preference. C-shaped neck, according to their specs on their website, feels fine. It's not a super thin neck, certainly not a thick neck. It is a neck, and it's very playable. I've been enjoying it. More standard stuff, 25.5-inch scale, 9.5-inch neck radius. Again, you're just getting the standard Fender specs. It's not a compound radius fretboard. It doesn't go from one to the other. It's all 9.5 inches. Synthetic bone nut. Again, plastic, synthetic bone. I don't know. So yeah, you'll notice in these videos, I generally spend a lot of time talking about the neck, and that's because it's such an important part of the guitar. That's another one of those reasons I say if you can get into a shop and play a guitar before you buy it, that's a really good idea. That way you can take a look at it and know what you're getting before you pay for it online. That said, again, most of the places out there will accept a return like that if there's a problem with it, if there's a defect in it. So moving on to the pickups, they're humbuckers, a pair of humbuckers, and they actually list them as ceramic humbuckers. Thank you. Thank you, Squier, for telling us what they are. They actually have a really nice sound, and I've said before, ceramic pickups, to me, particularly cheap ones, aren't my favorite. But I've been having a fun time jamming with this guy. Clean or dirty, it sounds good. Wiring, Perfect. I love the wiring. It's very simple. 2 pickups, 3-way selector. You get this guy, get these guys, or you get this guy. Again, that simplicity, I really appreciate that. It's another one that if you're a beginning guitarist, they take guesswork out of it. They take you trying to find 10 different tones. No, you get some sounds out of this, and the sounds you get out of it are good. It keeps it simple. Same thing with the controls. 1 volume, 1 tone. Very simple. No push pulls, no floppy switches or anything. It's not even a 5-way pickup switch. It's just a 3-way. Very straightforward, very simple. Here's your 2 humbuckers. You got 3 choices with them. Play the guitar. Let's get to some of the hardware. It's a 2-point tremolo system, which is interesting from Squier. A lot of the Squier Strats you'll see have the 6-point, real old school, like an original Strat. When I first got it, I set it up to be floating so that you could pull up or push down on it. And I had some tuning stability issues. I ended up just decking the thing, just taking it flat down so that it only goes down. And to be honest with you, I don't even use the tremolo when I'm playing it. I just don't. I could use it. I haven't since I decked it. It works fine the way it is, and the tuning stability is much better since I decked it. So I don't know that you're going to get great tuning stability out of a tremolo on a $200 guitar. I haven't seen that. If I want a tremolo that's stable, I get something with a Floyd Rose on it. Plain and simple. I know that'll work. Moving on, we've got the tuners. And again, they're what you would expect from a $200, $250 guitar. Adequate. I will say, once I decked this thing and tuned it up, I haven't had to adjust the tuners nearly as much as I did when this thing was floating. Yeah, all right. Here's one of my little things that I like. It's a 3-ply pickguard. And I know there are people out there that like those single plies, and there's plenty of them out there, and I'm glad you like them. They're not my thing. I like 3-plies, and I love the fact that on this guitar, they just put a 3-ply black, white, black pickguard on it. All right, so what else you got? You got your Strat buttons. They exist on here, and they're good. They work. Neck, bolt-on, obviously, 4-bolt. Standard. It's not sculpted in any way. It's just your standard. You're going to hit it if you go up way high. That's life. Get used to it. A lot of guitars are like this. Does have the belly cut. It would be good for beginners or as a backup guitar. And I'll tell you where I've been using it a lot is just sitting around my bedroom playing guitar. Sometimes there's just a guitar you get that you like the look of and you like the feel of. And whatever it is about it, whatever that voodoo is, this one has it for me, and I just enjoy playing it. It's kind of weird that I'm going to end up tearing the crap out of it, but right now, out of the box, the way it came, I was pretty happy with it. Let's get into some ratings. +1 for the looks. Absolutely, that's easy. It's well done. The neck, I don't think I'm going to give it a +1. It's just a little rough. It looks a little unfinished, like you might expect from a $200 guitar. So it's not a -1, but it's certainly not a +1. I am going to give a +1 for these pickups. I think they're better than a $200 guitar pickups. They sound really good to me. I kind of want to give a half for the layout and the simplicity of it. So that's like a 7.5. I don't know that I want to give them a whole point for that simply because it's basic, but hell, let's give them a whole. Let's give them a whole point just for making something simple. I know that cost had something to do with that, but that's what we'll do. We'll say simple and cost is a +1. That gives us an 8 out of 10. And I'm very happy with that. This 8 out of 10 is for a $200 guitar. Would I have played it the day I got it? I don't know. I have had to make some adjustments to it. I have adjusted the neck since I got it. I have adjusted the tremolo. I obviously restrung it. I don't know. I probably could have, but I'd have been tuning it between every song. So maybe not. It's another one of those guitars that's real good if you want to learn how to do maintenance on your guitar, because it's a $200 guitar. You don't have to worry about messing things up too much. It's really good for that. It's a great learning guitar. So obviously I'd recommend it. I think Squiers done it again. Everything I get from them recently is just good. It's at least good. Who is this guitar good for? This guitar is good for beginners, definitely. This is a quality guitar for a beginner. It's good if you want a guitar to modify. Again, with the caveats, be wary of the fact that it's not as thick as a regular Strat and you may have some issues fitting stuff in here. This is also a guitar that would be good as a backup. You're not going to worry too much about it getting stolen or hurt, broken, beer on it. So yeah, it's an 8 out of 10 for the price. Again, I would knock it down if it costs more, but for $200, $250, you are definitely getting what you pay for. And I would go so far to say that the pickups are even better than that price. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. Please leave any comments or questions you have down below. I learn from your questions. I definitely learn things from your questions and comments. And if I make a mistake on one of these things, I'll be the first one to put my hand up and put a little quick video up saying what the problem was. So as I say, I do this for fun. I don't get a penny for this. I don't get an instrument for this. I have no affiliation at all with any company or corporation that makes instruments, sells instruments. I'm just me reviewing what I buy. So thanks for watching, and as usual, the most important thing is to keep making music, and I'm gonna go do some of that right now, so take it easy. God, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, don't be like me. I digress again. Speaking of the neck though, it's got the oh yeah. Sorry about it. Okay, we're going to do this one more time because I keep banging us into things.